Good evening. Just like the lotus, we too have the ability to rise from the mud, bloom out of the darkness, and radiate into the world. Welcome to BMC News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Foreign Minister commends support team's efforts during Manama dialogue. Foreign Ministry Chief of Human Rights Affairs chairs GCC workshop. Major project support recovery. Finance and National Economy Minister. Saudi Arabia to host World Taekwondo Women's Open Championships 2021. UAE announced Dubai metro services to start at 3:30 a.m. on Friday.
Today's news in detail. Ministry of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani met yesterday the members of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs supporting team of the 70th Manama Dialogue Conference in the presence of a number of officials of the ministry. The Minister of Foreign Affairs praised the efforts made by the support team during the Manama Dialogue Conference, which was organized in cooperation between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the International Institute for Strategic Studies (IISS), which contributed to the success of the conference, as it was appreciated by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and all the participating guests. The Foreign Minister lauded the successful efforts undertaken by the committee supervising the organization of the conference headed by the Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Political Affairs Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, noticing the prominent role played by the team members with high efficiency, which contributed to the success of the conference that has become an important intellectual platform for dialogue and exchange of views on the most prominent issues and topics on the regional and international arenas. Chief of the Human Rights Affairs Sector at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Arwa Hassan Al Sayed, chaired a workshop for experts in charge of human rights at the Ministries of Foreign Affairs in the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC) countries. It was held at the headquarters of the GCC Secretariat General in Riyadh in order to develop a collective vision and a unified position and to agree on a collective action strategy and mechanisms. During the meeting, the participants discussed the proposals for strategic human rights themes submitted by the GCC member states, emphasizing the importance of coordinating collective stances of member states in the context of human rights. They also discussed the issue of promoting and protecting rights and priority issues at the national and joint levels. It is worth noticing that this workshop was held in implementation of the decision of the Ministerial Council meeting in its 148th session in the presence of all representatives of member states and Human Rights Office of the Secretariat General. Bahrain recorded a new milestone with no COVID-19 patients under critical case on Tuesday. For the first time since the outbreak of the pandemic, no coronavirus patients were under treatment on the day. Another achievement for the country that's taking all measures to vanquish the deadly virus that emerged in the Chinese city of the Wuhan 2 years ago. Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa received today the Chief of Public Secretary General Tariq Al Hassan and the President of the Public Security Sports Association Colonel Khalid Al Kayad. They introduced to him the Interior Ministry's player, Captain Sheikh Mohammed bin Saud Al Khalifa, who won the first place in purple belt category in the Abu Dhabi Jiu-Jitsu Championship, and Interior Ministry's player, Ali Munfaridi, who won the first place and the gold medal as part of the national team in the World Jiu-Jitsu Championship and Abu Dhabi Jiu-Jitsu Championship held in the United Arab Emirates. The Interior Minister hailed the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to sports in Bahrain, which brought about many achievements in various international participations. He also valued the care and follow-up of His Majesty the King's representatives for humanitarian work and youth affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to provide the required environment for sports accomplishments and the launch of national initiatives for the youth. The Interior Minister expressed appreciation for the high level and performance of various sports teams of the Interior Ministry, hailing the follow-up of the Chief of Public Security and the efforts of the President of the Public Security Sports Association to enhance the skills of the Interior Ministry's players. Finance and National Economy Minister Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa underscored the importance of upcoming initiatives aimed at supporting Bahrain's recovery, stressing major priority development projects which were unveiled yesterday. He shed light on the economic recovery plan, which followed directives from His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and which were announced by the government chaired by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. In a press statement, he said that the recovery roadmap aims to support the economy and to create jobs through partnership with the private sector and the legislative branch of government. He pointed out that the announced projects will take place in different stages, adding that each project has its own time plan and economic feasibility. He said that the planned towns which were announced today would be residential, logistic, tourist and industrial hubs, adding that the necessary standards were taken into account when planning them to preserve the environment and the wildlife and marine life. Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers Bahrain COVID update.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
The Supreme Council for Women (SCW) opened the National Forum to discuss Bahrain's second gender balance report. The event was attended by Finance and National Economy Minister Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa and SCW Secretary General Hala Al Ansari. Public sector officials, representatives of the private sectors and civil society were also present, along with representatives of the Saudi Gender Balance Center, Gulf Statistics Center, the UN Women, ESCWA Women Committee and World Bank WB experts. The two-day forum aims to discuss the results of the National Report on Gender Balance at the institutional level and in the main areas affecting national development, the results of which witnessed remarkable progress compared to the first report issued 2 years ago. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister has issued an edict determining the rules and provisions of distributing lands of the planning or replanning project for which expropriation has taken place. Now we shall go for short commercial break. Welcome back. A planned sports city in the south of Bahrain will play a key role in nation's ongoing sustainable development, according to a top minister. The project, featuring an integrated sports stadium, the largest in Bahrain, will also include a multi-purpose hall, said Works, Municipalities Affairs and Urban Planning Minister Essam Khalaf yesterday. Transport connectivity will be complemented by technology investment in land and sea fiber optics, connecting all regions of Bahrain as the country embarks on multi-million dinar transportation projects. The milestone, King Hamad Causeway and Bahrain Metro are among the projects which were highlighted by Transportation and Telecommunication Minister Kamal Ahmed yesterday. Saudi Arabia will host the first edition of the World Taekwondo Women's Open Championships 2021 from November 25th to November 27th. The championship will be held in the Stadium Sports Halls in Riyadh with the participation of more than 171 players, coaches and technical administrators from 36 countries. The championship will witness competitions in weights up to 46 kg, up to 49 kg, up to 53 kg, 57 kg, up to 62 kg, up to 67 kg, up to 73 kg in addition to the open weight. The Saudi Arabia female cycling team won its first Arab medal, a bronze medal in the Arab Track Cycling Championship currently being held in Cairo, Egypt. The Saudi Cycling Federation congratulated the women's team on this achievement, adding that the participation of the women's team in the Arab Track Cycling Championship has reached its goals. In order to facilitate the arrival of participants for Dubai Run 2021 on Friday, November 26th, Dubai Metro has announced extended operating hours for the day. According to a tweet by Dubai's Road and Transportation Authority (RTA) today, Dubai Metro will begin its operations at 3:30 a.m. on November 26th. Sharjah residents can use an app to pay their bills, book taxis and receive social support services. With the launch of Digital Sharjah, customers no longer have to rely on the working hours of public sector entities in Sharjah to get their chores done. Instead, users can pay bills, fees and fines online. The app was launched on Wednesday with its beta version being unveiled at a virtual press conference where its categories, its characteristics and offerings were highlighted. The smart service currently offers a portfolio of 41 services across 7 broad categories, including business, transportation, utilities, social services, general, real estate and security. More services will continue to be added in the forthcoming phases. Kuwaiti labor authorities have halted transfer of commercial visit visas to work permits as part of efforts to head off a new wave of COVID-19, a Kuwaiti newspaper has reported. The move partially reverses a decision issued by the Kuwaiti cabinet last month resuming the issuance of all types of entry visas to the country. Starting from Tuesday, the Public Authority of Manpower (PAM) stopped using work permits for foreigners arriving in the country on commercial visit visas, Arrai reported. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.